We back. Another episode, y'all. Neighborhood CEOs. I'm John, host. I got my co-host, man, riding shotgun in here with me, Byrd. Byrd, what's good, man? How you feeling?
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Yeah, I can't complain, man. Shit, Black History Month, man.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man, we back, man. It don't feel the same. We were talking, man. It don't feel the same to me. I guess we ain't in school, man. We ain't in the, making the projects and what I'm saying, the stuff we used to do when we was younger, man. So I don't really see a lot of, celebration for it, man. Online I see it and, all that. But I mean, it's dope that it's the time we supposed to be celebrating it. So, you know, you how you feel about it? You seeing stuff, or you ain't really in the
Yeah,
Black
man.
History mood? I just ain't in the
Yeah,
mood for it, man. I don't see the push like I used to see when I was younger, man. I don't know what that is.
yeah, man. I kind of feel the same way. And I think a lot of it too is, we had that whole tear down of diversity, equity, inclusion by this administration. So, previously, even at my job, man, on our homepage, you will see events for Black History Month for the last previous years and things of that nature. And, those kind of things are diminishing. So I'm sure that's happening in other, workspaces as well. So if you're not seeing it there, I'm hoping that there's some efforts for the children to be able to touch base on Black History Month at school, like was emphasized for us. But it's different times, bro. It's different times, and I think that we gotta have those torchbearers to continue to carry the torch to emphasize the importance of Black History Month. We got the shortest month of the year to be, you know what I'm saying? So, I hope there's some intuitive minds that'll be able to, start this thing back up because, like you said, I think it's losing touch.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure if you're looking for it, you can find it, but I just don't see the overall like the celebratory stuff. Everybody always going to do the same, which I try not to. I'm not saying that I'm not acknowledging it. I'm not going to celebrate it, but I kind of get mad because, like, what about the rest of the year? You know what I mean? What about, what I'm saying? That it ain't. We always do that. We do Thanksgiving. We say you're supposed to be thankful all year round. You do Christmas. You do your holidays, and you always, you tell that same story to yourself, man. But for Black History Month, especially now, and the way we got our government set up, the way we being led, the people we being supposed to be being led by, man, it don't feel the same, man. So I guess we got to go. It's on us to do it, man. We the
Yeah.
parents, you know what I'm saying. Have you like have your son? I know he might not be that older, but have your daughters and any of your son? Do you talk to him about it, or do you like acknowledge it that it's here, or it's just like what have you done with your kids or anything to kind of bring a little bit of the light to it?
Yeah, man. My daughters, their mom, is a former mayor of her town. So, she emphasized, Black history, Black culture, a
Yeah,
lot. So, that's kind of been embedded in them. And we always, try to instill them with those type of values of knowing where you come from to get to where you're going.
yeah,
So, I felt that always has been important. So, the kids have always gotten it, even though, they've gotten the full story from us,
yeah,
and not trying to sugarcoat anything, but still emphasizing the importance of who you are as a person and who we are as a people. And, while we got to work just as two times hard to get to where we going, because of particular reasons and circumstances that were placed upon us, and,
yeah.
just give them that understanding.
Yeah, they say twice as you gotta do twice as work twice as hard to get half as far, man. That's what they
Yeah.
say, man. So I think I agree with it, man. My kid, man, one of my oldest, man, he said that they did a little something for Black History the other day in class, and it's only him and another black kid in the class. He was like everybody was looking at him, like why they was presenting or something. But I don't know if that's just him feeling like that or they probably were because they're in a private school. It ain't a bunch
Hmm.
of black people, so it's like they almost did it like, hey, we doing something for y'all, like hey, but I don't know, like I don't really like it that way because I don't really want them to just you be in a
It's
school,
like
they just
checking the
yeah,
box.
they just checking the box and
Yeah.
they show you
Yeah.
something, or hey, this was you tell the Rosa Parks story, you tell the Frederick Douglass story, man. But they need to go a little deeper. But like I said, that's like our responsibility too, man, to
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of show them more than just the surface level, the same stuff that they always show us, man. The Underground Railroad, the back of the bus, the Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. It's a whole lot more of us that did a whole lot more, that's doing a whole lot more that we could be, highlighting or maybe
yeah.
highlighting. But you can't expect them to tell your story, tell our story. So,
You're right.
it's just, I guess you wouldn't want them to be OD with it anyway, because that'd be strange too. If you at a school where it's
Yeah,
dominantly a different race other than us, and they beating the Black history into our kids' heads, that probably wouldn't, sit well neither, because they can't tell it. They did just whatever the book says, man. So they
right,
can't tell
right,
the,
right.
the story like we should be able to tell the story. But I don't know, man. I always wondered about that month, man. You was talking about it. You was telling me about it earlier,
Yeah,
man, about that month. But what was it about? You said about the NAACP. They
yeah.
wasn't always us leading that.
Yeah, yeah. So, after slavery, it was definitely, some of those individuals who weren't of our race who were pro-black and thought the importance of it,
Yeah,
it was a collaborative effort. But, the main figures were like, what is his name? Carter G. Woodson, W.E.B. Du Bois,
yeah,
those individuals, who we've heard in history. It started out actually as Black History Week. It was just one week,
dang,
you know, and they formulated the NAACP and was able to get that week to turn into a month to
yeah,
highlight, our culture and our efforts and what we did to contribute to society. So, and I think there was a strong emphasis of that back in those times that continued to move on. I
mhm,
remember when we were in school, we used to have the trivia and the contest and things of that nature. And I remember when kind of doing some community work back at home, when those things would occur, a lot of our kids weren't participants of it, which was
yeah,
very surprising to me,
yeah,
and that kind of sparks back to the fact that, we definitely got to be honing in, on our kids, not just in February, but, all throughout the year to ensure that they know, their history, where they come from,
yeah,
and the overall importance of being a person of color and being black,
yeah,
because, it's black as gold, man.
yeah. Especially right now, man. It's wicked
Yeah,
out here
yeah,
right now, man. So yeah, man. I was thinking like, they could do like, I know my mom's telling me that she got programs at the church, for the kids, Black History programs and stuff like that. But I like the more like, not really the history, man. I want to kind of show them like what's up like right now with it. Not so much like they need to know their history, man. But I want them to kind of like see what's going on like in the real world as far as Black history. Like, so then
yeah,
I guess to say not teach them Black history, but just teach them like awareness of what's going on like right now. Because the
mhm,
history you can always go back and read that, but I
yeah,
kind of try to show them, man, like, and I try to tell them in like a nice way. But like everybody that's out here, man, they don't want the best for you, or they don't look at you like as an equal, or they even your friends. I mean, when kids are they're younger, they don't. I would hope that my kids' friends that's white or Asian, that they don't got that type of thought process as early age, as kids. But I mean, if their parents do, more than likely you're
yeah,
gonna feel like that too, because
yeah,
I mean, I know it's kids out here that's 10, 13, 11 years old, and they feel like that. They feel like they're superior already, and that we're like inferior to them, or our kids are. So I just be trying to show them like, how to, move around in school, man, where don't let people say certain stuff to you. Don't let it ain't no animal names. We ain't you ain't it ain't no monkeys. It ain't no none of that type of stuff, man. And just kind of like how to watch themselves like on it like day to day, man, because the history is the history, and they need to know it, they need to learn it. But I want them to be kind of aware, because it's too crazy, man. It's too crazy in the
yeah,
schools. It's too
yeah,
crazy, and people more bold now than they used to be,
mhm,
man. So people,
mhm,
since that guy walked in that office, man, people say stuff that out loud that they all used to just think to themselves, man. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
you didn't hear people out here, talking, crazy to you. They might want to, you might catch somebody, but now it's like they emboldened, man. They can say how they feel, and it's cool because the leader of the world is he say how he feel. You know what I'm saying? He ain't
exactly.
you know what I'm
And that's
saying?
just putting batteries and people back to say the things that's on their mind. Now they feel that they're free to say or free to do what they want to do, and not
Yeah,
even understanding that they're discriminating, or don't even care that they may be discriminating, or being a racist individual, just because they got this battery in their back, to be able to push narratives that are separating people, man. And like you said, we got to teach our kids now, because who knows how worse it's going to get when they get older, and how things are going to be when they get older. So we got to equip our kids to be prepared for the world ahead of them, for sure.
yeah. Hey, do you I saw somebody like posted this. I don't know what it was about, what they were saying, but they was talking about if parents do we I don't know if it was like, of course they didn't say, I don't think they said they allow their kids to curse. But you watch, like, do you and your wife, y'all be careful, like if y'all cursing like around your kid or listening to like the music, or of course we ain't playing Tupac unedited around them, but I'm saying, like, do you watch, like, because they were saying it, like, people say, no, I don't let my kids curse. I don't curse around them. But then the other side was like, well, if you don't do that, if you don't at least let them know what's the, not that they can say it, but they hear these words. Then when they get to be 15 or they get to be 17, like they can't even, they get outside and they hear it. They don't know
Yeah,
what
they
happened.
shock, culture shock about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
So,
I say what the old folks, man, used to tell us, man. There's a time for all things.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you know what
Proper
I'm
place.
saying? Yeah, it's a proper place. You know what I mean? And like, like now, and I'm sure with your kids too, they got kind of the access, with the tablets and whatnot. And even if you safeguard that, man, like, you got to still check up behind them. So it's difficult to kind of keep tabs on them when they have that type of access. But nah, man, I definitely try to watch what I say, because little ears hear everything,
Yeah,
and they definitely be on repeat.
yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I said, man. But I was talked to, I think it was a long time ago. Well, not a long, like probably like last year. I was at Will's getting a cut, and he was talking about, we was talking about going to Tonsler, check the games out. It was that next day or one day that week, and he was like, I was like, yeah, because I hadn't really been bringing my kids down there. I would go to the games. I might bring them sometime, but I'm like, yo, it's wild down there, man. They smoking, they drinking, they
Yeah,
talking crazy, and he was like, yeah, man, but I'm gonna bring my kids out there. He's like, because I want them to say, like, not be afraid to be around their people. So, and I was like, damn, you know what? That's true, man. So I try to, do that more last year, like take them out there. Like, just because you hear somebody talking this way, you can hear that. That don't mean that's how we talk. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Or you
right, right,
see,
right.
somebody's drinking, they smoking. Yeah, that's what they do. But we don't gotta live. We don't gotta do that. And
Yeah,
we don't have to not speak to this person. We don't have to not, interact with them. That's just, people do whatever they want. So I think that's why when I saw it today, I was like, yo, I think that's like important, man, because like the exposure, not exposing them to curse words, but not being, if they hear one, like I was showing them a reel other day, and they said, they said something. So I could see them, like I didn't really break, like I ain't look at them enough. So I just kept let it play. And I could see like they was looking at me like damn, we ain't supposed to be watching this. But it wasn't bad. But it just, somebody said damn or F this, or it said something. So I didn't
yeah,
say
yeah,
nothing. I did it on purpose. Like I'd be like, I ain't gonna say
yeah.
nothing because we ain't, now you can't, I'm not gonna let y'all be out here talking like that. Or if I
Right,
catch you
right, right.
saying it to your brother or to somebody else, then we got a problem. But I think you gotta like expose them.
Expose them. Right.
Yeah, just let them know, like, don't be
Yeah,
scared when you hear that. Like, it ain't all bad. People just talk like that sometimes. But that's why I think that's like, I think that was like important to like to kind of do that. Because I mean, some people now, you ain't supposed to be cursing at your kids, but every now and then, if I say
yeah,
something and they don't listen to me,
yeah.
I might use a word. I might throw a word in
Mhm.
there because hey,
Right,
you ain't hearing me. But and that's probably
right.
not the thing to do. But yeah, definitely like not being afraid as far as like the language or the activity. But I think I've been trying to do that a lot, man. Just
That's
making them
good, man.
making them be comfortable, especially
Yeah,
around your own people, man. You don't supposed to be going nowhere, and because somebody, you know, they got gold teeth or they got a bunch of tattoos, hey, that's they human like you are,
right,
So
right, right.
yeah, so I think that's what I've been trying to do, man. But I saw that today, and I remember when me and Will was talking, man. That was someone he said that I picked that up when he told when he was saying that because and that's important, man. And now they're
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm going to play ball on Sundays or stuff like that. They seeing these same people, man, and everybody don't look like they welcoming, even if they are. But now
Right, 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 right.
they're more comfortable already. So I think that's what people need to be doing, man. Don't expose them to too much, but have them not be fearful of, what's going on out here because it's
In
everywhere,
certain
man.
environments,
Yeah,
yeah. No,
yeah.
I agree. I agree.
You can't keep them. You can't shelter them forever. We can't keep
Nah,
them in a box because then when they get out, they ain't gonna even know how to deal with,
yeah,
bully or somebody that say a certain word to them. They ain't gonna even know what to do. So slowly but surely, man, you gotta kind of try to expose them a little bit to life, man, because it ain't always gonna be yes sir, no sir, please and thank you
right,
out
right,
there. You know what I
right,
mean?
right. And it's definitely the age appropriateness too, man. Figuring out that time, when is the right time for to have them exposed to
Yeah,
these certain environments or whatnot. And I was dropping my son off at school this morning. So we had the school at the bottom half of the church, but since the ice and stuff, man, so we've been coming through at the top of the church or whatever.
yeah,
But they got a sheriff that's there every day, and he stopped me today and he was like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "Man, your son come and dap me up every day."
yeah,
He say, "What's up, bro?" He give me a fist. I'm
yeah,
like, "Man, that's coming from the crib." You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
so they definitely pick up a lot of things, man. But we definitely should be able to expose them to the things that's going to be, so they can understand like this is the world.
yeah,
This is the world. This is how the world goes and whatnot. So, nah, man, I think that's good that you, especially in an environment like that, man, they get to see a little bit of everything. You know what I mean?
I
So
mean,
they can,
smoke in the,
definitely
smoke in the air is
keep their antennas up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's because that's what like I don't remember when I was a kid. I wasn't in no places. I didn't go to nothing like that. I don't think they had stuff like that for me to go
Yeah,
play no pickup ball. But I did used to be like, I don't know what age it was, but I wasn't always like comfortable, like navigating, or being around people that's wasn't on my level, my age, stuff like that. So I think that's what these days, because back then we wasn't worried about certain stuff happening. Not that it wasn't going to happen, but
yeah, yeah,
well, it wasn't as crazy as it is right now, man. But yeah, I just think preparation, man. Keep being prepared, keeping them
yeah,
prepared. Just so they know, man. Because we can't always be around them, man. And I used to say that when we first started doing this, I used to be like, man, I don't want my kids to see. Like, I want to protect them. I want to shelter them as long as I can. Like, if I can keep them good, I'm gonna do that. But that's now I figured it out. Like, nah, that probably ain't the way to go. Like, I'm still gonna do that, but I was like when I was first, my first kid, I always want to I don't want to let them fall. No
right,
scratches,
right, right, right,
no
right,
bruises,
right.
no bumps, but that ain't real, man. That's not real
Yeah,
life. So, they gotta be able to, hit their head a couple times and they gotta experience stuff, man.
right.
We try to keep them sheltered and keep them boxed in as much as we can. But yeah, I had to switch my mindset up on that,
Yeah.
since the world been, like it is, man.
And we've seen, and I know, you and I both know, individuals who we may have went to school with, who may have been somewhat sheltered, throughout their upbringing. As soon as they get that taste of freedom, man, like
Uh,
wild out, all
that's
the way.
and I mean I'm shit, I probably did it too. Like, I was allowed to do, pretty much what I wanted, but when you on your own, that's when you get to like,
Hmm.
oh man, now I can just pour a drink or I can, what I'm saying, I can do whatever.
Hmm.
You might not even that might even be what you want to do, but just because you got the freedom,
Got the freedom. Yeah.
yeah. But I think that. And we was talking about it earlier. We're going to, touch on job, man. But your parents, man, that's almost every person you see, however they are, good or bad, more than likely that they had their parents was the influence of it. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Some people
yeah,
don't got a parent, so you maybe look at your grandfather, your grandmother. But most people, if they ain't got it together, it's there's a good chance that their mother or father ain't have it together, or they wasn't raised properly. Now,
yeah,
some people, your parents do the best they can do everything for you, and you go left just because. But more likely, I see, man, more times than not, everybody I see, man, whatever it is, if they got an issue with whatever the issues are, you can just look at their like upbringing, and you can just almost like, damn, okay, I see
I
why.
understand it now. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah, most
understand
of the
why.
time, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and a big piece of that, people, may not understand it, but like it goes all the way down to the biological level, like the DNA. Like,
yeah,
or we pass traits, through our DNA to our kids. And it's
mm-hmm,
some of those things like where your mom or my mom I may say like, oh, you just like your dad, or you get that from your mom. You know what I mean? Those are the traits that we receive through our gene pool.
yeah,
And we can only curate those things, or try to come out of those things, or those traits that we receive from our folks. But sometimes we can't help that, and the only thing we could do is try to change those behaviors so we're not passing them down to the next generation, man. Because I feel like that's what those things like they call like generational curses. I feel like that's how we pass those things down, man. And we gotta be able to educate ourselves and correct those habits that may not be the best for us, so our future generation don't uh, don't become victim to those things. And I think it all makes sense.
yeah, man, yeah, um, yeah, I think so, man, because I mean everything like now, man, everybody. And I think that's like kind of dope to see. Like you see different people, like you talking about your son with the little dap and the stuff like that. That's y'all like that's your thing. That's y'all the
Hmm.
thing you got. So every that's dope to see. Like people like fathers like us. You gotta have those little special little bonds with your kids. Those little inside things. So that's the stuff that they remember, man. They take that and they use it or they take it and they'll remember it. All those
Hmm.
little things you do inside your house, man, and that's what you do to keep them like regimented, keep them, just just knowing like this your safe space, man. When you here, or this how we do it, and not
Hmm.
that wherever you go somewhere else, you do what you're supposed to do. You be respectful and all that. But I like to see people like kids that's when they go out, they got their little certain things with their parents, man, with their mom
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, that's what
You gotta let them know who they're representing too, man.
yeah. And I
You
try to
gotta let them know who they're
say it
representing.
to them, but you can just tell, man, when they get after they get a little bit older, they already know, like, they started saying like, us or we this or do we do
Hmm.
this or they can tell, man, like this their tribe, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's parent. Hey, that's the number one thing, man. If you can listen, like I said, you can look and see. And we
Hmm.
was talking about it earlier, man. It was talking about Ja and who was it like Michael Beasley?
Michael Beasley. Yeah, yeah.
What did he say about Ja Pops?
He was and in summary, it was more so like uh Ja's immaturity comes from his dad's
Yeah,
immaturity.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like his son got some money,
Mm-hmm.
and his dad has access to that now, so his dad is living his childhood,
Through him.
and through his son. And his son is saying like, hey, this is how my dad is moving, so I'm moving the same way, because this is who, this is my dad.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people, I think it was like the comments on it were like 50-50. A lot of people were disagreeing and a lot of people were agreeing with it.
Yeah.
But Michael Beasley's rhetoric on things sometimes can get misconstrued because he's like
Yeah,
a
they real
he
aggressive. Yeah.
yeah, and the way his delivery is. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
I get what he was saying. I get what he was saying because you know you can see that, man. Like you know, as you know, and there's no knock on John Morant's dad or anything like that, but you know, he's not the average NBA dad. You know, he's not the average NBA dad. You know, and you can see that he's living in his youth. He may always have been like that, but you know, it's on Front Street now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you know, especially with a lot of the things that Ja has gone through over the past seasons off the court, you know, you start to think like, yo, who's pulling his coattail? Like who's in his ear? You know, who's really giving him solid advice to
Mm-hmm.
not, you know, have this kind of behavior because, you know, for him to understand that he's a brand. You're a brand now. You can't be doing things that's going to affect you as a brand and as a businessman. Because at the end of the day, if you know the NBA cuts your water off, you always gonna have the talent and skill to play basketball. You know, you can go do that anywhere, but you know you're given an opportunity um, to brand yourself and to expand off of that and to build off of that to build legacy. And you know, it's just kind of you know, it always you know I always try to wrap my head around it like who's in this dude's ear, you know, at those point in times. But you know, it could be a reflection of you know some of the things that his father is able to do or hasn't been able to do. Who knows, man? But you know, I hope it's not that way. But you know,
Yeah.
I get what Michael Beasley. I understand his point.
Yeah, yeah, and especially like you said, when Josh, when when he ain't in no trouble, and what his pops doing, yeah, I don't really agree how his pops move, but me and Lana used to talk about it like we was joking, but I was like, yeah, I can't wait till if my son ever play a major league sport, or like a professional sport. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get my T Moran on, like that I'm saying it just be sitting on the sideline, courtside with your shades on, but when you talking about your kid, carrying firearms and getting ready to jeopardize hundreds of millions of dollars, well, that's when you're supposed to turn put your dad hat on. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And
yeah,
he seemed like it's almost like they almost like boys, like brothers,
mhm,
and
yeah,
not father
yeah,
and son. And he young. I
yeah,
mean, his dad ain't that old. I'm sure he might be 20 years older than Ja or something, man. I don't know
yeah,
exactly, but it seemed like their relationship, I don't know when it was where it started, but right now it seems like Ja the meal ticket. And his pop's like, hey, I don't want to make you mad. I don't want to get you to throw me off the bus. As long as it's riding good, I'm chilling. But he definitely living his second childhood through him, man. He living through his
yeah,
son, and that's something I never want to do, man. I never want to do
yeah,
that, and I don't really
yeah,
like. I see people doing it. I see a lot of people doing it. I mean, right now, man, just they got a kid that's 9 or that's 12, and they pretty good. So you could just see like some parents, man. You see like it's all about like they put their self in front and not the kid. You know what I
not
mean?
the
And that's
kid. Yeah,
I feel like Ja
yeah,
does. He kind of does that, man. And makes a lot of money. His son worth a lot of money. He makes a lot of money, but it don't take long. That can be gone. You know what I'm saying? That can be
yeah,
gone.
yeah,
And that NBA, I mean, that NBA money, and Ja really right now, he messing up to his self, and his dad ain't really helping him because once he can't play ball, what's Ja Morant going to do if he doesn't play basketball? What's he going to
yeah,
mark? I mean, what's he good at?
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not saying that he's not smart. He can't go out here and what I'm saying, and create businesses and create money for itself outside of basketball. But you a world class basketball player. You're supposed to parlay that into other things. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it seems to me that if he ain't playing basketball, I don't know what he's gonna do because
And
what companies, what brands are gonna be like align with him other than his shoes? You know what I'm saying? What's he gonna do? So like, and his dad don't seem like he's like a businessman. Like he don't seem like he got like their business in order, like their marketing, their branding.
yeah,
It
yeah,
just seemed like he just along for the ride, man. So
yeah.
yeah,
You,
I agree with Beasley though, man, because it's not a good look, man. And when Ja
it's
getting
not.
all this, what I'm saying, that's if that's your son, and that's one thing I guess I could try to do it a little bit better, but I'm more like I'm less of friends with my kids, man. Like
Yeah,
of course,
me
we
too,
playing
man.
around, we playing around. But I always try to like never let them like we never on the same level.
Same level. Nah,
Yeah, we
right,
never
right,
gonna,
right.
never
Nah.
gonna be on the same level. I don't care like
Yeah.
how
Especially
cool
with
I
the boys too, man.
yeah. I don't care
Yeah.
how cool I think I am. Like, yeah, me and my sons, we don't never have no issues, or we always, laughing and joking. But it always got to be like a hierarchy, man, like a line. Like I'm your dad, I ain't your friend. You know what I'm saying? If it gotta be like that, that's how it would be. Like I want you to do the right thing, be respectful, whatever. And if you ain't happy with what I tell you, that's cool. I don't got a problem with if my kid is upset with me. Like I don't never worry about that. I never had one time like, man, let me go in here because now if against we got younger sons, younger kids, we're gonna go and make sure everything is straight after a little while. But as far as like discipline, when they really do something that they're not supposed to do, well, that's it. We just got, you lay the
Yeah.
law down, and you patch it up later, man. But
Yeah, you can be the bad cop. You can be bad cop
yeah,
sometimes, man. And I
yeah,
don't mind being bad cop in the
I'm
house, man.
always on that. I'm always the bad
Yeah.
one, man. Like even and I do it. I feel like I don't realize, man, that when kids, no matter what you do, long as you ain't beating them like that, or you
Yeah.
ain't hurting
Yeah.
them, well, you can say whatever, man. If you discipline them, they always gonna be they'll be all right. Like it ain't never I never had a time where I might have yelled at my kid to tell them to go to their room or do this, and they know they make me, I get upset. But 30 minutes later, hour later, they still coming back to me. They know, what I'm saying, because they know like I'm trying to do this for your benefit. For you to
Love and
understand.
respect.
Yeah, that's it, man. So
Yep.
that's what I think, man. I don't know where their situations is, what their real relationship is, but it don't seem like the respect is there as far as like father son respect. It's almost like like
Mm,
his homeboy. So
yeah. And I'm gonna ask you this question too. Like, if John Morant and I mean, even with the situation circumstances that happened several years ago, if
yeah,
John Morant wasn't a an all-star franchise player, he was about to be the face of the league.
yep,
If and those things had occurred, back to back like that, if he was a glue guy, he wouldn't be good for the league. He'd have been gone.
yeah,
He'd have been gone, man. They wouldn't have given him those second chances.
yeah,
He would have been gone. So, and I hope there's somebody in his ear that can kind of tell him those things, man. I wish he would have had got traded to Miami Heat, man. Like
yeah,
I think that would be a good place for him to rebrand himself, to hit the reset button on, not only as a player but just obtaining some discipline and learning how to be a professional. I think that'll be a really good spot for him, man. So we'll see, man. Always rooting for the brother. Hope he can redeem himself. He get back out there and be the hell of a player that he is, but also be grow up in the league as well.
yeah. Like they said, man, they'll tolerate you till they can replace you, man. And
Yep.
if your what they say, if your production is higher than your tolerance, then you good. So
Hmm.
long as you producing more than you causing problems, you good. But he getting close to being here with both of them. Like you
Hmm.
ain't seen too. I don't even know if he healthy. 'Cause of course, you gotta be available. Like they say, availability. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
that's
Availability.
the
Yeah.
that's the ability. He ain't available right now, and
Right.
he always hurt. I ain't seen too many highlights in a while. I ain't seen no 30-point triple doubles. I ain't seen no 20-point triple doubles. Like I don't even remember the last time I really even watched him play. So every year, what you do, you get older. You ain't every year. You know what I'm saying. He's still young, but every year you get older. Every year it's new blood out here. It's new guys in the league, and these teams, man, they ain't gonna keep on handing you $200-300 million contracts when they can't trust you to perform on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
So
man.
yeah, it ain't
Nah.
really. I don't know how many more chances he gonna have for real, for real. And somebody
Yeah.
always gonna give you a shot, long as you can play. But it ain't gonna
Hmm.
be. You ain't gonna be that super max guy. You ain't gonna be. Look at the money these guys getting. He's supposed to be right there. The money that
Yeah.
like Ant
Yeah.
getting, Luka getting,
Yeah.
Jason Tatum. They getting
Yeah.
60-70 million a year, man.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
it already cost himself the first time because he got suspended, so he couldn't get that
Yeah.
super max. So he had to take
Yeah.
instead of 225, he had to take 160 or something. Now, of
Hmm.
course, we ain't tripping on that because we take all that's crazy money to us, but when you on that level and you like one of the best, like that, you just cost yourself $75 million or something just because you couldn't stay on
Yeah,
the court or you couldn't act right, man.
yeah.
So yeah,
And I
man.
think he has like a persona, man. Like, I may be wrong, man, but I don't even think that's really him, man.
You
Like
see the old stuff. You see the old pictures and videos of him, and like he ain't nothing. He don't look nothing like this guy that he
yeah,
is now. And I don't want to say that he can't. Hey, we all would look a different way when we was 9. We all
yeah,
had
yeah,
pictures where like, damn man, you look at him now, you like, man, what was you doing? But so everybody can, what I'm saying, who you was at 12 ain't who you are at 20 or
right,
40.
right, right.
So yeah, but yeah, he definitely, and he in the wrong place too, man. Memphis,
Yeah,
man,
Memphis. Yeah,
that ain't a place where I mean, it's cool. I'm sure it's fine, but
yeah,
that's the place where that persona, that like that type of demeanor that he walking around with, he probably think like he got to do that, or that's what he is.
yeah,
And when you get that type of money, man, you start thinking you can do and say what you want to do, man. You got your
yeah,
friends
yeah,
around you. I'm sure. I don't think his circle of friends is too. I think they like a lot of probably like yes men or
yeah,
they just
yeah,
along for the ride, so they don't want to check them,
yeah. They
ask
don't
them
want to
like,
mess. They don't want to mess up their opportunity with
oh,
them.
oh man, 'cause
What's
they want
going
to be able to
on?
sit
What's flowing?
courtside.
Yeah.
They want to be able to sit
Hmm.
courtside. They want to be able to, get in there with the catch the chicks that he don't want, or they want to be able to get in the
Yeah.
club, man, and drive the car. So, they ain't saying nothing because if they tell him the wrong thing and he say, hey, y'all got to bounce, man. So then they short because they ain't no more jobs. They don't know no more. They only know that one. They know him. They can't
Hmm.
they can't go out and just go do for themselves, man. They living the dream right now. So
Right. Right.
yeah, you gotta have that person, man. You gotta have somebody
Yeah.
around you, man. I hope, like you said, I ain't want to go see him go to Miami. I think Miami is a little too overboard with that, but he definitely needed like a spot like that to, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to stay on the
Get
right
them. Get them
path.
straight. Yeah. Miami is overboard with it, man.
Yeah, yeah. Just old school, man. Pat Riley
It's
is
old
just
school. Yeah. Them boy
yeah,
got curfew. Good grown men with a curfew.
taking Braun cookies. Want to let Braun have his cookies, man.
They
Yeah,
said,
no.
Pat Riley, if you drink too much at a bar or something like that, Pat Riley can tell you what you had to drink that night.
Yeah,
That's
man. My
that's
cousin.
that's that man got
Yeah,
eyes everywhere.
yeah. My cousin, Jack. He said he was telling that story about Miami, about the Heat, man. We talked to him like last year, a couple years ago. He was saying that joint is real though, man. He was like, I forgot what he said, but he said like it's a little militant over there, man. But y'all need that though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the average, that's crazy that they so strict like that in that organization. And probably one reason because where it's located at. It ain't like it's
Oh
in,
yeah.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
in Rhode Island or Boston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's something to do there too. But Miami, it's a lot of distraction out that joint, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
That's a playground, an
yeah,
adult
yeah.
playground. Yeah.
Yeah, but I never thought like that I would have a problem like that, man. If I'm getting paid millions of dollars to play ball or to do a job, yeah, I might go to a club, but I ain't never
Yeah.
got I would never wild out. But I guess I ain't 24 right now, 25,
Right.
like you with $200 million in my checking account or what I'm saying, a couple $100 million in my, what I'm saying, to my name. So I can't really say what I would do because I ain't that age no more. But I'm just saying, man, if I love to play ball and that's what I do, that's all I'm gonna do, man. Because
That's
that's
your
that's
job.
that's my job, bro. You mean to tell me all I got to do is wake up and just work on my craft? You know what I'm saying? I got chefs, I got everything I can imagine, all the best of everything. And if I work out, I work hard all day or all week. If I want to go have a little fun, I'll do that. But
You're
it
entitled
would
to
never,
them.
yeah, it would never turn. I would never see how people just crash out and just lose everything, man. But hey, it's hundreds of stories where we do that,
Yeah.
and not just us, man. But we saying we speaking for us right now. But yeah, hopefully, Ja can tighten it up, man, because
Yeah.
he definitely must see TV anyway, man. When he
Yeah.
when he right, he on a court.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. Definitely. A once. He's like one of those generational players, man.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna get too many John Morants coming back around.
no,
Guys that are gonna have his draft profile. and do the things that he does, and what he does for his team, and what he could do for a city. And he might not realize that, man. He might not realize who he is. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He may not realize who he is and what type of impact he has on the kids, on the culture itself. But I'm hoping that he can start to understand who he is, and step outside himself and look at some certain things, and sharpen up a little bit, man. His image, because
Yeah, I think he know. I think he knows. I think he definitely knows about the kids, man, because like he don't even like I said, I ain't even seen him play like talking about this year. And his shoe, like I think he got the number, like the best, the
yeah,
highest
yeah,
selling sneaker out there. So
yeah,
he definitely, that's what I'm saying. He definitely still got the juice, man. He definitely still, all he got to do is flip that switch or just start to play ball, start balling again. And he going to be right back where he going to get everything back
yeah,
that he lost plus some, man, because I mean, he just like I said, he must see, man. And the thing is, like kind of like with Steph Curry, like a lot of kids, of course, everybody love LeBron, they love Wemby, but it's different when a kid can see somebody that's like smaller. That's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah,
yeah, so you don't gotta be 6'7" or you don't gotta be 6'8" or 7 feet. That's why everybody love those guys so much, man, because it
yeah,
ain't about, that jaw athletic as hell, but I'm saying you can say you can be him. You can be Steph. If you work on shooting the
hmm,
ball, you might not be able to shoot like him, but you can be Steph. You can be Ja. You can be like a Halliburton. These guys, they ain't physically like imposing like them. I'll never be
hmm,
able to be, 7 feet tall. If you ain't that, then but that's why I think they love Ja, man, because he's like relatable, man. And he got the
yeah, yeah.
braids. He got a little, he just got that look that he
Got
got
that
the all
image.
the Y ends, man. The Y ends love him, man. So but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. But hopefully he can tighten it up, man, because
Yeah,
like we
yeah,
said, they don't give us too many opportunities, man. And when
yeah,
that once you ain't producing, they're gonna get you up out of there.
yeah.
We saw they did Luca, man. Just when they was trying to figure out a way not to give him what he was supposed to get, they switched they changed that narrative on you, man. The same things that they was loving about him, they turned it into something that like he had a bunch of issues, man. So that's what's gonna
Yeah,
happen with Ja. If he don't straighten up, it's gonna be those things that they letting slide when he was balling. Now it's gonna be brought to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Brought to the
that's the business aspect of it, man. I was watching an interview. Remember Willie Cauley Stein?
Yep.
He was
Kentucky.
from Kentucky. He was talking about um how he was producing in was it Sacramento or Dallas? I forgot which team he was talking about, but like,
Sacramento.
yeah, he was talking about how, when his minutes were increasing, but like he was producing, and his thing was like, yo, if I could get 5 more minutes a game, I know I can pull down 3 more rebounds. I know I can knock down, 2 more baskets if I was getting 5 more minutes a game. But the way that the front office was looking at it, like, you know, this is what your production level is, this is what you're worth. And what he was saying is like, I could be worth what this guy's worth. If you give me 5 more minutes, there's no reason why I'm not, capable of producing what I know I can produce. But y'all cutting my minutes right here. And that's when he said, like, this is when I started to understand the business of this thing. Like,
Mm,
they gonna like who they like, you know. And once they like who they like, and to a prime example of that is, you see, Memphis got rid of people that Ja was having problems with,
yep.
you know. So
Yep.
again, the favor has been for him, man. They want him to do what he needs to do to succeed. So, I hope that, he pull it together for sure. You know, despite of, what, maybe, him and his dad relationship or whatever, like he got man up on his own too.
Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah. You can't. Yeah, he definitely ain't a kid, man. So he know right. He know what's right, what's wrong, man. But
Hmm.
hey, he bump your head enough times, man. He'll figure it out.
Yep.
Or
No, for
some people
sure.
don't. Hey, some people ain't no happy ending. Sometimes some people just don't figure it out. Some people, be up and they lose it all, and you be like Sebastian Telfair, man. You lose everything. You know what I'm saying? And And that's how it goes sometimes. So it ain't
Yeah,
always happy in this, man. Like,
yeah,
that's the thing about it. It ain't always gonna be like, oh man, he was messing up, but he turned it around. So, we'll
yeah,
see what we do, man. But yeah, I think that was like I was surprised to hear that Mike Beasley felt like that because
yeah.
but that's why it kind of shocked me. I was like, damn, you know what? He right. Like he right, man.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah, that's what's up. That hey, even however his delivery is or how people perceive Michael Beasley, he got common sense, man. He can
He
see like
do.
this ain't how it's supposed to go, man. Your
Hmm.
parents supposed to be stop you from getting in trouble, stop you from making mistakes, or after you do, they're supposed to get you to tighten back up and get yourself back together, man. And he seemed like y'all dad, like, hey, I ain't involved, like I ain't in it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. But yeah, we check on, we keep stay on that, man. But hey, what you gonna do? See, we ain't got this joint. We got about 2 hours, man. You gonna be watching? You gonna check Cole out at midnight, or you gonna catch him in the morning, man?
From what I saw, it's like a double CD, right? Double. You got two. The track list is like two sets, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know, man. I'll probably skim through it, and then tomorrow I'll take a good listen to it and
yeah,
see what
yeah,
he's
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I seen. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be good though. But I wanted to almost. I want a classic, man. I want a classic album.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want that Friday Night Lights. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no slick talk.
yeah. Forest
Or I
Hill
want.
Drive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want that, man. So I'm excited to hear that joint though, man. I'm gonna try to usually for some reason, man, every Friday, I don't care if I go to sleep at 1, 2 in the morning. On Friday, yo, I get up, I feel good, man. I ain't never tired. I don't know what it is like on Fridays, man. And it ain't like, it's the weekend, because I mean that ain't the weekends ain't nothing for me no more. It ain't like, I get to
Yeah,
do what I
yeah,
want to do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Everything the same. The game plan the same, for us
Right, right.
mostly, weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't gotta work or something like that, but you still it ain't nothing crazy going on that I couldn't do during the week. So I don't live for the weekend, but it's just something about Friday. So I'll probably get up and I might try to give me a little workout, and I'm gonna try to do something and let it play.
let it
I'm
play.
gonna try to let it
Yeah.
play. I gonna do this with some joints. I be hard for me. I always like skip around with certain joints. Like I see a title, or if I see a feature,
Okay, okay.
which now they don't really do it now. I don't think he even told you the
They put
features.
features on there. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
lot of
So,
artists do that. They'll put the features
yeah,
on there.
I don't really like that though. But I guess that's good for me because now I just
Mark.
gotta listen
Yeah,
to it. Yeah, I just
yeah.
gotta listen to it, man. But yeah, I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
I think it's going to deliver. I think it's going to deliver. I think he going to have a lot to say. I think he going to surprise us with some of the things he says. I think he going to have, like you were saying that, how Tupac, how diverse he is, and I think it's going to be a song for every situation, every circumstance on there. I think it's
Yeah,
going to be a full package, man. And he's putting it out at the top of the year. So he wants everybody to have a full year to listen to it. He probably gonna be in the Grammy talks coming up. This time of the year next year. So I mean, I think it's gonna be a solid project, man. It's gonna be something that, his class, his guys, the Drakes, the Kendricks, gonna have to try to follow up on. I think he's gonna set the standard with it. And I'm saying this before the album drops. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
might be saying it because I'm a Cole fan, but
yeah,
I think it's gonna be one that they're gonna have to follow up on, man. And it may open the door for some great music this year in 2026.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be good. I just hope it's I just hope I like can I don't know. I want him to have because he don't really have it a lot. I would like for him to have like a commercial joint on there, and not a commercial where he's dancing or something like that. But I'm talking about like a club joint, like where he
Yeah,
have he had those joints that workout. The joint, remember he
yeah,
had
yeah, yeah,
workout joint. One of those type
yeah.
of joints. Or that
We that joint, we up. Yeah. What
what's that? What's
Miguel.
oh
We
yeah,
up,
yeah,
we up. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that
yeah,
joint.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of that song though? Is that the name of the song?
I think it's called We Up. The joint with Miguel.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about Miguel, but I didn't know that was the
Love.
name of
I'm
the.
gonna make no. It might be some love song or something like that. I know
Yeah,
the name of
yeah,
that
yeah,
song.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
want to
something
see him.
love
I want to
song.
see him with a. I want to
Yeah.
see him with a charting joint. You know what I'm saying? Not because
Mhm.
everybody know he can rap. Everybody know he, he gonna give you the bars. But I want him to give me somewhere. I ain't in the clubs, but I want him something where they can play somewhere, man. Because I mean, he don't really be shooting for that. But that's what people want, man. You want your
That's what we
joints. You
want.
want people to. Yeah, yeah. I want to see if he can get a TikTok joint, man. So they can. I don't know if Jake he don't make that type of music, but I wanted to see if give me something with some commercial appeal to it.
Appeal
Still,
to it.
still, do your
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, still switch your bars. Don't switch up and put on those shiny suits. But
Yeah.
and just something so that you can let everybody know, like Shark Kendrick did. Now he did it. He,
Yeah.
he did it because of he got it off of somebody else. But still, that joint he was spitting, but he found a way to turn that joint into a banger, and he got other songs on his album that was, what
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
bangers, and he still was spitting. He didn't switch
Yeah.
up, he wasn't switching up nothing. But yeah, man, we'll see, man. We're gonna
That's an
we're gonna
art. That's an
definitely,
art to do that, man.
yeah,
That's an art to do that. And he hasn't. I don't think he's had one of those in a while. You know.
right,
Everybody respects his artistry just for his body of work, period, and for the
yeah.
quality of music that he puts out. But I can't remember the last time J. Cole had something that was kind of jumping on the radio for real. While they got a couple joints on the radio now, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
But he got that
yeah,
though. That's his
yeah,
thing though. Like that's his bag. Like, and
yeah,
that's why
yeah.
I guess it's like a gift and a curse, man. Because people might look at Wale like, yeah, he can rap, but he ain't like J. Cole. Or he ain't like Kendrick.
Hmm.
But Wale got them joints, man. He got
Yeah.
those strip club joints, vacation joint. His
Hmm.
joints like it ain't nothing but vibes. It's all vibes with
Yeah.
Wale. Whether you dancing or you just bobbing your head, he know how to make a song, man. He know how to make a
You
hit.
think this is best album? You think this is Wale's best album?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I think
And
so too.
I don't even like every song on there, man. Like it's a couple of
Yeah.
those what's the joint? What's it called? Like the Afro beats, whatever
The
you call
Afro
it.
beats,
I
yeah,
don't really
yeah.
like them. I can't listen to them like just sitting around. But if I was somewhere, yeah, I could play it. I could hear it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's his best album, man. I think
Yeah.
for sure it's his best album
Solid.
because
Yeah, it's
it ain't
solid
been
body of work.
it just flows so good, man. It just flows, and it's just and I like all those. Like I like the old school like R&B. So he got so many samples on
The
there.
samples.
That's
Yeah.
that's where he got me at. Yeah, that's how he got me with that joint, man.
Yeah.
That was back to where like I remember like we talk about like Drake used to do that with the old Mary J sample, the Jodeci
Yeah.
freestyle.
Yeah.
That's what I like. So
And when
anybody
you
that
do that, you taking the time to make music. You just ain't got producers just throwing you beats and you just rapping on them, man. You really, curating and creating music, man. And the outcome of that is, his product, man, which is dope, man. Like I've been listening to Wale album a lot. That's right. Maybe because my wife been listening to it a lot. But
yeah.
I've been listening to the album a lot.
Oh yeah, that's gonna definitely you talking about the Grammys. I don't know why he couldn't make this one, but he gonna make the next one
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
If he doing something wrong, man, but we get into that another day, man. We talking about all these awards. Remember we got guys can't get in the Hall of Fame. We got you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Bill
So
Belichick.
people, man, that's wild though, man. All I'm gonna say, we ain't gonna touch on it, but all I'm saying is if the owner and the coach ain't get in, quarterback can't go either the first
Nah,
time.
nah,
Because
you're
I'm
right.
just saying you can't separate him. So they done made it. They done really
Yeah,
made it. People gonna be waiting on that though
yeah,
because he played there. They was his owner and his
yeah,
coach. So if they did something that ain't right, he benefited from it or he was involved in it. So
yeah.
we'll see what
He
happened
was
with that. But that's gonna be kind of like crazy to see what happened with that. And I feel like they gotta treat him the same way.
same way, man. He know them footballs is deflated a little bit.
Yeah, and if and so whatever else they say they act like it was
Yeah,
way deeper footballs,
yeah.
but yeah, man. Yeah, we'll see. But we'll see what happened with that, man. Yeah, bro. But yeah, man. So what's the plan? What you got for the weekend, man? You got nothing happening?
Be chilling, man. They got this little kids festival down in Fredericksburg. We'll probably go to. Let my man run around a little bit, get him tired. But other than that, man, just gonna be cooling, man.
Super
That's
Bowl.
crazy.
Super Bowl. Who you got in
Oh
Super
yeah,
Bowl,
this,
man?
you know what? I seen Gilly talk about that today. He was
Hey,
like,
Gilly getting out
he's
of there,
leaving.
bro.
And you know what? You haven't. I ain't really been seeing a lot of Super Bowl like commercials leading up to it. I ain't been seeing a lot. Like the media hasn't been flashing the light on the Super Bowl normally how they used to. But man, I think the Seahawks. I mean, they just on fire.
Yeah, they better,
Just on
man. They just
fire.
got better.
Yeah,
They just got a better team. Anybody can win. Anybody can win. You know what I'm saying? Football is the ultimate game where, like I said, any given Sunday, you turn the ball over, this or that. They could flip the game, but
yeah,
everything being equal, Seahawks should win. Yeah,
yeah.
but you're right. I ain't seen a lot either though, man. But ain't no stars in this joint, man. It ain't no
Nah,
star
you're
power.
right. You're right. 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 There's no
Ain't no
star
Jalen
power.
Hurts.
Yeah,
It ain't no Jamar Chases. I mean, it just ain't no star power, man. It's just
yeah,
all American white boys out there joint,
yeah.
man.
Straight for real, for
And
real,
then,
for real.
like, yeah, and then like like the wide receivers or whatever, like Stephon Diggs, they wide receivers, so they ain't gonna be able to get all the
Yeah.
spotlight. But nah, it ain't star studded this year, man. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think the
we'll see.
Broncos would have been a better matchup though, man. I kind of blown Bo Nix didn't get to get his push, man. But
Yeah,
it is what it is.
they don't got no stars either, though. You know what I'm saying? They
They
don't have
don't.
a.
They don't.
No, I mean, it's your quarterback anyway. That's mostly what I'm saying. When I say
Yeah,
star, people want your quarterback to be somebody that they
yeah,
know that they're following. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I ain't going for the Patriots though, man. They had enough.
yeah. I had
I like to
enough
see
of them,
Seattle
man.
get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like to see
yeah,
Seattle do
yeah, for
it. Yeah, that's
sure,
the
for
rematch.
sure.
That's the rematch. They had that Super Bowl. I don't know, like a few years ago, I think Seattle and
Oh
New
yeah,
England.
Seattle. Yeah,
Remember the
yeah,
joint
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
where they didn't give Marshawn Lynch the ball
And
and then
Russell
Brady.
Wilson was like, he see what he said. We'll get him next time.
Yeah, 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 man.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, bro. We're gonna see what happened, man. We're gonna check back in and see what we got going on, man. We
Yeah.
got Valentine's next week, man. So we gotta get ourselves together for next week, man. I ain't
Yeah,
really on.
man.
We'll save it for next week, man. But
Yeah.
we figure out what's going on. We see what's going on Valentine's week, man. We see where everybody. We got to get wet on here, man. I think we're gonna get wet and come through here and do some
Yeah, we gotta
Valentine.
see what he talking about, man. You gotta see what he talking about,
Yeah.
man. See how he
Mhm.
prepared for Valentine's, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. But look, shit, we done wrapped it, man. I think we got Lionel. We held it down for Lionel tonight, man. Lionel he out there being super dad, man. He ain't being Team
Yeah,
Rant, man.
yeah,
He involved, man. He ain't on that Team Rant
yeah.
today, man. Yeah, he
Nah,
out
for
there doing his
sure.
thing. So yeah, yeah. I think he had a game or something like that
Yeah,
tonight. So
yeah.
yeah, we held it down for L tonight. We get him. He check back in with us next week, man. But
Most definitely.
yeah, man, that's a wrap for us, man. Y'all make sure y'all check us out, check the neighborhood CEOs out. Follow us on the platforms, man. Check out, hey, Showroom Shine, Circular Wellness, More Life Juice. Check it all out, man. We
Yeah, yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
We everywhere like broken glass, man. So y'all can
Yeah.
catch us everywhere, man.
All right.
All right, bro. Take it easy, man.
All right, bro. Yep.
Yes, sir.